Hey folks, welcome back. It's the big barn build. Today we're going to start on our front door, our porch area. A bit of framing, bit of head scratching. Stick around, let's make a start. So, not the easiest filming into the light, but this is where we're going to be building two walls set in 1 meter from the front wall of the building. And then we're going to put a box sort of top to that as well, because we need to insulate the soffit, which will basically mean we're building an insulated box within the envelope of the house. Our first floor joist will then sail over the top of that. That's the plan. We started off by putting the airtight tape, so we've got a really sealed surface to work against. We can plant our new walls on there. All right, so what I've done is I've set a laser on here. So a little bit of thinking ahead. Our floor joists need to finish at the top of this, so the windowsill for upstairs, because the floor carries on through. So we've measured 300mm down from there. That's the bottom of our floor joists, and then we've left a little bit of a gap to make sure that our floor joists sail over the top of this box we're building, so that that they are spanning over the top. This is 20mm down from the joist, so that is the top of our new joist, smaller joist. We've ripped down some 8x2 joists that I had up in the barn down to 145, and that's what we're going to sit the top of that on. It will be a little bit below here, and that soffit sort of detail will carry on underneath there to where we're going to have some oak framing. That's all for the future, so that's what we can get on and put up now. We're going to pin it to the wall first, and then we'll measure up for our walls. If you chuck that in there, that'll give you the stuff. Now, there were probably several ways we could have attempted to build this porch, and it just made sense to do it all at the same time as doing our airtight framing. So we could carry all that OSB around it and also know that it's done at this point. Now, we haven't even ordered our front door yet, so the idea being that we can leave this 3-meter aperture open, and it's still going to be far easier for us to get sheet materials into the building. We've got hundreds upon hundreds of things like plasterboard, OSB and floorboards to come in through that opening. So if we were to start framing up or even installing our door, we'd be carrying everything through by hand vertically. So as long as we can, we'll keep it open like that, and when it comes to the airtightness, we can temporarily kind of sheet that and tape that for any testing. But if we can, we'll hold off until after the rest of the glazing's in, and then we'll make a decision on that front door unit. Are we going to pry that up enough to slide that in, do you reckon?
Of course we will.
Well, I'd like to hear. blur the leather.
Here?
Yeah.
Not that one.
Right, quick interlude to get this timber. We ordered this timber this morning, it showed up 3 hours later, which is good. So this is all for starting off on the first floor. A lot of that's just for hanging joists from and for our ground floor supporting walls. This is how we're looking inside. So we decided we're going to board the walls, and then when the next batch of green shows up, we'll do the top then. Right, a little interlude from our porch. I'm going to crack on with that this afternoon, but this morning, a little bit of a slow and easy soft start to the day. We'll get into some of the tape on the wall. So this is the Airtight tape. That's going to seal all the joints between our OSB and all the nail holes. Bit of a sort of fussy job, but it's worth doing well. All I'm interested for now is that area where we're going to be bolting our glue lamp to the wall. That's going to have all the hangers and carry our first floor, which is all lined up for next week. Therefore, we're just cutting strips, installing those onto the joins, and then I'm kind of cutting loads of little tabs out of tape, and we're just getting them over any of the mid-board nails. That means that we can crack on with the first floor next week, which I'm super excited about. Yeah, of course, yeah, I'll let you know now. I've only bought 3 rolls of tape, which should see us to the end of what we need to get done today. So I wanted to make sure that we're happy with 1, the product, but 2, the width, because the width needs to span the join and hit the nail holes either side of the join, and 60 millimeters seems to be the magic number. Now we might use different Airtight tape for the windows. They will probably be like the tape we used in the cabin build, which is split on the back, so you can peel off one side, stick it to the window frame, fit your window, and then you peel off and it seals it to the wall system, so it all carries on through. This is just straightforward tape. This is a better value tape than the Intello, the Proclima stuff. That is nearly £1 a metre, I think I worked it out to be. This is about half that, and it seems absolutely fine. What we're sticking it onto is our almost primed OSB board. Anything sticks to that. In reality, a silver foil tape sticks really well to that. It just tears and it damages really easily. So if you were kind of trying to be better on budget, I think you could probably get away with the tape, the foil tape. There are also paints available, Airtight tape, paints. Don't know how well they do on the joins, but some people use that. Or if you were using regular OSB, you'd have to use a paint or a membrane. So this is the route we've gone. Band, made in Germany. Sticky stuff, it's good. I mean, even the sides are sticky. And we've got a system, we're working it through. Right, fear not, that really is the end of the walls, certainly the outside walls. I know I kind of alluded to the fact we'd be onto the floors already by this time this week, but we are now. We're playing catch up on the editing, and there's a fair amount of preparation that needs to go in before we can start hanging joists, and one of those things is to get the blocking within these steels so that we can get the hangers on. So instead of a regular thickness joist, there's actually a 70 millimeter deep flange on both sides, so the web is set back by 70 mil. So we ended up, although it's quite a massive timber, we've gone for 9x2 joists, sorry, 9x3 joists, so they're 72 millimeters thick, and that is just about perfect for us to hang our joist from. So we clamped up one on one side of the steel, drilled through the holes. All of these steels I got pre-drilled when I ordered them, and then you could put the other one up on the other side and drill back through, and I think that made sense to us at least. Unfortunately, I only had a 10 mil bit that would get through that length, so we piloted through the 10 mil and then came back through with the 12 mil afterwards. And then we've got M12 bolts every 400 centers going up and down throughout the length of all these steel beams that run across the building. So that gives us all of our grounding for all of these joist hangers to be hung up. And then when we come to the actual walls, we'll be doing the same, but onto glulam beams, and they'll be bolted to our timber frame structure. So it's a bit of a hybrid of both, as well as some of the joists sitting on top of a structural wall, and that's a stud wall. And that's exactly what we ended up doing in the same week. So we're preparing basically for all of our downstairs supporting structural stud walls. So where the polished concrete or the power floated concrete has been finished, they went just over the top by about 3 or 4, 5 mil over the top of our DPC where our block work is. So underneath there's a complete footing, so we've got a good bearing there for our stud wall to sit on. Instead of just going straight onto that, we decided to just run the track saw through, get a really nice cut both sides just where the myethene foam is, and then that meant we could check the DPC was all intact and sit our sole plate down really neatly, make sure it's completely flat and level, ready to build our stud work on. And that is basically where we got to that week. So it was a good shift, a bit varied, but now we really can focus on getting these joists up. And if you want to see a bit of sneaky preview, then join us over on Patreon, because we're about a week or so into the joists, and if you really want to see some progress, that's where it's all happening at the moment. But there we go. I'm going to leave now with a little sneak peek of something else that's happened on the farm in the last 24 hours, which has been keeping us busy. So lots going on, and if you haven't checked out the farm channel in a while, head over to DIY Farm, and we'll have some new videos up there very soon. Thanks all for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time.